Hey, so last time we talked about the King of Paradise arc, and it was intense to say the least. This time, we'll be talking about the Seven Walls arc, and continue from last time. How will everything go from here? Let us find out. So without any more hesitation, let us begin. We start the arc off with Ray and Emma mixing the golden water, the Vita plant, and the moon for some reason. And after they place the Vata plant, they vanish into the seven walls. After seeing the entrance and reading that there's no return, they enter anyways. We see the five royals talk among themselves about Louis's disappearance, and they argue before the Queen of Demons appear and tell them to stop. She talks about how, due to recent actions of Norman destroying farms, they have to stop the upcoming rebellion by capturing and killing every single one of those rebels before the Tifari, whatever that is. Before we cut to the demon army in formation, Vincent is observing them and tells Norman that the demons are on the move, which was Norman's plan to begin with, since he planned to let the nobles and Galen, the demon he teamed up with, to fight each other to weaken him before they attacked. Norman says that they will carry out the plan in 8 days from now, and this gets the admins excited. Fucking psycho! But I can kinda understand. We also see Hayato telling Don and Gilda that the boss wants to see them, before we cut back to Emma and Ray seeing a familiar sight. Gracefield. They enter and see it's very empty before a ball, which turns out to be an eye, rolls up and tells them to play with it before the whole place goes into a weird fever dream and the two get separated. Ray meets up with what looks like Elizabeth and the kids before he realizes that they're fakes. And they turn into these creepy kids, and Ray turns into a child and gets chased by these kids, who are now skeletons. What the fuck did I just say? Emma gets stuck in a place that has infinite doors before she breaks herself out of there and reunites with Ray and turns into a child too. After they reunite, Emma realizes it's the gibberish guy and tells them to find him and that the hole leads to the seven walls. They of course enter it. We see them traveling down the seven walls for a while, to the point Ray is losing his cool. All they know so far is that the seven walls is a place between space and time. This ends with them making it to a desert and Ray rapidly aging, while Emma is rapidly de-aging. Ray is about to give up before Emma comes out of the portal and explains that the seven walls is a place between space and time, where their mind and mental state is the key of getting out. After calming their minds together, they see the true seven walls. It finds a black hole in a square. Meanwhile, we see Norman asking Don and Gilda to find Sanju and Mujika so they can protect them. However, Don and Gilda knows he's bullshitting and plans on killing them. But they argue to find them just to not raise suspicion. Hayato is told to escort them, but since he isn't trustworthy alone, they send another person with them, a girl with 3 dogs named Aish. She was a person who was kept by a demon as a prisoner and not as food. She also doesn't speak the language of the humans, but can speak the language of the demons, and is a marksman. Don and Gilda realizes how hard it's going to be to prevent Sanju and Mujika's death, with her tagging along. But still, the four depart on their journey. We also see Vincent preparing something while Norman is training people to prepare for war. The four travel together for a while. Don is trying to find a way to not get Aish or her dogs to attack the demons. And while Hayato is goofing off, he's about to get sneaked by a demon, but Don saves him before Aish can shoot, since gunfire would alert more demons. Later that night, while Aish is resting, Don and Gilda realizes that they might be near Sanju and Mujika before Aish appears behind them and asks them if they're planning to let the demons escape in their language of humans. How in the goddamn sake? We also see Aisha's backstory and learn that she was raised by a demon who cared for her, but the demons were killed by Norman's group, which made her hate Norman's group. And this makes Don and Gilda happy since they didn't want to kill demons as well. We also see Hayato meeting up with Jin and a bunch of big kids and giving them information. We then get a short scene with demons preparing for Tifari, which I'm going to guess is Demon Thanksgiving. Before we cut to Emma and Ray about to enter the seven walls. Ray gets sent back to the Paradise hideout, which confuses him. Emma meets up with the gibberish guy and makes her a promise before we see a flashback of 1,000 years with the original promise. We see that the ancestor for Emma, Ray, Anna, and some guys, along with the first Ratri ancestor, we see the humans and demons have their war before Emma's ancestry wanting to make peace with the demons, so they send Julius Ratri. However, when he gets back, he tries to stop everyone from going with the plan, but but everyone still wants to go through with the plan. And just like the Bible, Julius betrays everyone, makes the first promise, and we learn about the reward system. In order to make a promise, you have to give the gibberish guy something in return, and this reward to him cannot be denied. The guy tells Emma that he wants something from her that we don't see yet, but this shocks her. Meanwhile, Don, Gilda, Aish and Hayato travel and eventually find the correct track to find Sunju and Mujika. And when they eventually find Sunju and Mujika, Don and Gilda hug them, glad to see them again, and Hayato is about to send Jin and the others. We see Aish warning Sunju and Mujika in their language of demons. So when Jin appears, Sunju appears behind them and gets ready to execute them if need be. I missed Sunju. He was always such a ruthless one. Sunju is knocked out by a big guy, but Aish warned him about what they are, and they're about to attack, but they get a seizure and pass out. Sunju wants to help them and tries with herbs, but Hayato tells them to get the seizure medicine in their bag and tells Jin that they should just surrender, which they do. Afterwards, Gilda tells Mujika about everything that had happened, and they don't want Norman to kill demons in the Imperial Castle. We see Emma having returned and decides to tell Norman later what she gave up for the promise. And as they discuss how they're going to get there, they realize that they have very little time. But thanks to Oliver and the others preparing, they got Horser to get there faster. We learn why they want to help Emma even though they don't agree with the plan, and decide to stop Norman from killing demons. We cut to Norman talking about their plan and afterwards having dinner with the admins and soldiers who will be there in this battle about how far they have made it. We end the volume off with Norman thinking about the past while in pain and taking medicine and apologizing to presumably Emma. Overall, good arc. I would say it's a step up from the last arc, but not as good as Kavidadala or the Goldie Pawns arc. Hopefully the conclusion to this demon war will be good. So next time we will brace ourselves with the Imperial Capital Battle arc. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.